Do you feel stuck in life? Do you feel like you're actually getting somewhere? Because for a long time, I felt like I was stuck. Like I had all these things I wanted to do, but no matter how hard I worked on those things, I felt like I wasn't really getting anywhere. And the only reason why I felt like that was because I couldn't see my progress. I couldn't see it at all. And there's a reason why you can't see progress is because it takes a long time to see it. Like you go to gym, it's not gonna be a week into gym, a month into gym that you start seeing big changes in your weight, in your fitness, in your confidence. You're not gonna see that immediately. You're gonna see that after 3, 4, 6 months in the gym. When you're writing a book, you're not gonna see you're getting even halfway through from one writing session, not even from 10 writing sessions. It's gonna take a lot of sessions to even see progress. And that's what holds a lot of people back, because when they work on something, they want to see that immediate progress, but they don't see it. And that discourages them, and they stop working on the thing because they aren't seeing that it's getting them anything. Even though to see anything, you have to spend a lot of time doing it without seeing anything. You feel me? But there is a way to quickly make progress in your life. And honestly, you have to make quick progress in your life for any goal you have, because if you don't make progress quickly, like I said before, you're gonna be demotivated unless you are intrinsically, like you find pleasure doing that thing without having any rewards. Like it's intrinsically pleasurable to you, then this doesn't apply to you. But if you're trying to make progress in something, but it's not something you love to do just off the cuff, like you're not doing this for a reward or whatever, then chances are you're gonna need to see quick progress. And there is a way to do that, which I'm going to share with you in this video today. But before we get into that, who am I? My name is Faith, and my goal is to help entrepreneurs, creators, and high achievers reach their goals by teaching you how to take action, stay consistent, and make goals happen. And today we're talking about how to make quick progress and why it's so important to make quick progress in the first place. Like I said before, it's so important because then you'll be motivated to keep showing up. Now the question becomes, how do you get quick progress? How can you go to the gym the first day ever and see immediate progress? How can you open up a book and read something and see immediate progress? How can you work on your business and see immediate progress from day one onwards? By tracking yourself. Tracking is the key. It is a OP method to stay motivated, to seeing progress, and to actually reaching your goals. Tracking yourself. For example, let's say you want to work out, right? And you've been working out, but you aren't really seeing any gains, whatever. And it's like, whatever. Imagine if you had a whole calendar, like a big calendar, and every time you did push-ups, every time you went to the gym, you put an X on the day of that calendar. Now imagine every single day you're putting X's. Eventually you would get to a long row of X's that shows you're working out, and that would show you immediate progress, and that would motivate you, because now you're not focused on, oh, my arms aren't getting big. You're focused on, look at all these X's that shows I've been working out. You could even get like a mason jar, and let's say you write every day, you want to make a book. You could say every single time you open up your laptop to start writing, you could put a bead in a mason jar. And then over time, that mason jar would start filling up slowly, which would show the progress you're making on your book. And would that not be motivating? Like every single day you see like that mason jar getting fuller and fuller and fuller of beads. And the best thing about this is, as the mason jar gets full, your book is going to be getting closer and closer to being finished, because you're working on it every single day. Or not every single day, you're working on it more, enough to the point where you can see a change in the mason jar. I hope I'm making sense right now. But if you can start tracking yourself, if you can find a way to track what you're doing, you will literally see immediate progress. You'll be motivated, and you'll start reaching your goals. And that's what I do. I've tracked how many days I've written, how many days I've read, how many days I work out, how many days I meditate. Every single day. I think I've reached 1,000 days of writing. I'm going to show you my trackers. Like, I'll have them pop up. I like to track myself by using my notes. I'm recently getting into getting a mason jar and using beads. But regardless, I know how I like my tracker to be. And you gotta find out how you like your tracker to be. What will motivate you? Like, what do you want to track? How do you want to track it? Do you want to use a notes app? Do you want to use a mason jar? Do you want to use a calendar? Do you want to freaking just get a piece of paper and ask yourself every day, did I do this? Did I do that? And then check yes or no. Like, there are so many ways you can track yourself. You can get a habit tracker on your phone. You can look up Pinterest ideas on how to track yourself. Or if you want me to make a PDF of 50 ways to track yourself, I will do that. Just let me know in the comments. But the gist is, you gotta find out how can you track your progress immediately. Which means you gotta know, what are you trying to track? Like, what behaviors do you want to track? What goal are you aiming for? When you have your goal, ask yourself, what behaviors can you do every day, and then track that. For example, my goal is to be healthy. Okay, well, what behaviors will help me be healthy? Eating right and exercising. So I track my food. I have a food log, and I track if I exercise. I track if I go for a walk. I track if I stretch. I track if I do squats. I track the behaviors that would help me reach my goal of being healthy. Same thing for my business. I want to make $15K a month from my business, and how do I track myself? I used to track my deep work hours. So I had this big board, and I would track if I sat down to work. I would put 30 minutes if I worked 30 minutes, an hour worth an hour, 90 minutes worth an hour, 90 minutes worth 90 minutes, you know? And every time I worked, I would see that little chart filling up. I'll show you the picture of what I used to do. I don't do it anymore because here's the thing. When you track yourself, you're going to reach a point where it now becomes just a part of you. Like the thing you're doing, you're just doing it because it's inherently motivating. And at that point, you don't have to keep tracking yourself. Tracking is just a way to keep you motivated, to show you progress immediately, and then eventually you'll start seeing progress on the thing you're working on, and then you'll just fall in love with it, and you don't need to track yourself. Now, I track myself for my writing and my reading, my working out. I don't have to, but I do it because I just like tracking myself. But in regards to my business, I stopped tracking myself because I didn't really need to track myself. I knew I was going to be doing that every single day. But just this, you just want to get to the habit of tracking yourself because that's going to give you that immediate progress. Like when I start reading, like before I was not into reading, but I wanted to get into reading, I literally just tracked that I read 10 pages a day. And then by the end of the month, I had read 300 pages by just tracking that I read 10 pages. But what that did was, by seeing I read 300 pages in a month, seeing that big number motivated me to be like, okay, well next month I want to get higher and higher and higher. And I kept getting higher and higher until the point where I was getting to 1,000 pages a month. And so forth. That number that you can see that will show you progress is an OP way to make quick progress in your life and then actually make long-lasting progress because you'll be doing the goals you're working on long-term. And the last final thing I'm going to say about this is tracking is so wonderful because it helps you, it stops you from lying to yourself, because we can always say we're doing the good things, but if we aren't tracking it, we aren't completely sure if we're doing it. And if we are doing it, we aren't sure if we're doing it consistently, if we're reaching the same levels you reached last month, if we're doing better or worse. We don't know that. But when you're tracking yourself, you literally will know if you're working on what you want to work on or not, if you're doing better, if you're doing worse, and if you're being consistent, because you'll literally see the numbers. Like, for example, you have the calendar, and every time you did something, you hit X on it. Well, the minute you don't do something, you'll see a blank spot where X could have been. And then that'll alarm you like, oh wow, why didn't I do that? How can I change? How can I do better? And if you have a whole calendar, there's no X's, what does that tell you? The behavior, the goal is not something you really care about, so pick something different. And so that's a really key point here, that when you track yourself, not only do you see quick progress in life, but to help you make progress in life for the long term, for years to come, now you can no longer lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm doing things I need to be doing, because now you're literally gonna see it. You know, the numbers don't lie. They don't lie. Alright? So hopefully this video made sense to you. If you do want me to make a PDF of 50 ways to track yourself, let me know in the comments and I'll get started on that immediately. But I don't want to work on it in vain, you feel me? So let me know if the video made sense. Leave me a like, comment, tell me who you are, tell me why you're here, tell me what habits are you going to start tracking, what goal do you want to reach, what behaviors do you need to take to reach those goals, and what are those behaviors you're going to track. And as always, subscribe, because I do make videos like this every single day because I want to help you reach your goals. And remember, take action, stay consistent, make your goals happen, and I will see you later.